Hi everybody, I'm Scott, this is Bobby. We're with Marketing 360 and we're going to talk a little bit today about HVAC marketing and how to generate more leads for HVAC companies with your website and online marketing assets. So I go right into it. Bobby here works with a lot of HVAC companies, so he's got a lot of expertise with this, and we want to share that.
Yeah, so with the paid ad component, you can pay and immediately have your ad showing that day if you have a live domain on the web. There's two ways you can approach it, either on desktop or on mobile devices. And with the mobile device component, you're actually able to build mobile-only ads, so you don't have to place yourself in both areas. And with the call-only ads, specifically with HVAC businesses, it's very effective because when the AC goes out or the heater goes out, the person at their home or their business wants to make a quick call and immediately get service. On desktop, I've seen sometimes where you're paying twice as much for the business because people are more hunting around, not needing to make a quick, immediate call, where the call is the conversion, and then we can quantify and see if we have 100 conversions, how many of those turned into actual leads for your business. Where on the SEO side of things, say you're late in the game and you just built a domain, you want to put effort there and actually optimize your website so you can build ranking, but it's much quicker to get up with the paid ad component.
Okay, so we talk about paid advertising. I tend to think of that myself as advertising, meaning you've got an offer, here's our special deal, you're trying to get quick action. You got a call to action, obviously, on the web page. With the SEO stuff, it seems like it's kind of heading more towards you can rank kind of more informational or useful content. Do you find that to be the case?
Definitely, yeah. Whenever a customer's searching, they may be searching for a way to fix it themselves. And you may want to provide, little tips on how to troubleshoot your AC for different brands of air conditioners or for heating, and then allow people to be educated through your business, which I think is something to build brand equity and build some trust with customers. And then if that doesn't work, then they'll call you, have some trust in you because you've kind of helped them along the way. Yeah.
So you might do that as like a blog article that you would write that could explain a little bit of this, or maybe a YouTube video.
Yeah, YouTube
that shows
videos,
it.
They're incredibly effective. I know we're creating some of these videos for the exact same reason. We've started to see the videos that we're making sometimes get a little more traction than blogs or vice versa. And then you can get them working together as well. So say you do create some content that's helpful for the user, you could have a video to back it up as well so people can experience both ends of the token.
When you're doing PPC, how do you approach setting a budget so that you know that it's going to be competitive?
Yeah. So from our experience and the data we have from our marketing agency, we know which keywords will perform best based on our experience over the last 6 years. But also, maybe for your business you want to focus strictly on commercial or on residential or a certain brand of air conditioner or heater, and then you can tailor your ads that way. But really just what's been successful for me is working those call-only campaigns. I find a way to drive costs tremendously down for that for some of our guys, and we're working on a case study with Google right now on that. And then also the SEO component's huge. Everyone's searching on mobile now, so what's great about utilizing paid ads on the mobile phone is you can see how people are searching on their mobile phone, and then utilize that data and information on what's working there to optimize your website as well for your SEO.
So over time, you really do tend to look at, you run different ads, you can kind of test those different ads on both desktop and mobile, and you can figure out, hey, this is what really works better. This ad copy is getting more click-throughs, this call to action is getting more conversions ultimately, and then as you test that, you get better results over time.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, as also in setting budget, initially you got to look at what the competition's doing, right? You kind of bid on these systems.
Yeah, Google will tell you exactly what everyone's bidding, and they'll recommend keywords you to use. Google will naturally try to get you to bid more, and they'll recommend keywords that maybe are not the best converters. But what is good is you can use certain scripts that you add to your campaign, and that data might not those scripts may not be 100% readily available just to someone who's starting, working on Google AdWords tomorrow. But you can find these scripts online and develop them and tell Google to intuitively bid just higher than other competitors. That way,
okay.
If say Google says bid $40, but really you only needed to bid $28, you could save yourself $12, almost 50% of that total bid, and multiply your budget just through setting your ad campaign up in an intuitive way.
Okay, so the goal of what we do with our system called top placement ads is we want to get you the highest possible ranking that you can get at the lowest possible cost per click. correct?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's kind of the ultimate goal.
Yeah, in Marketing 360, it'll show what the average bid is that the other competitors are bidding, but it'll also show you what we're bidding and what dollar amount's actually being saved from having that optimized campaign, so you can tangibly see what savings you're getting.
Cool. And that's a good reason to have professionals do this for you, huh? So,
Yeah.
Because obviously we do this all day, every day, so you got a lot of experience in how to get that perfect range of lower cost per click and best exposure.
Yeah, and we've audited a lot of accounts, and they're performing well. They're actually profitable, but certain customers come to us and they say, we want to perform better. We want to weed out some of the bad things we're doing, and just by making some of these adjustments we're talking about can save a tremendous amount of money without even making some incredible tweaks. You can do a lot just with some simple changes.
Are HVAC keywords pretty straightforward? Is there usually a set, HVAC in Denver or something like that, HVAC contractors, pretty kind of straightforward keywords, or are there kind of different things people will look for?
Yeah. So there are like common keywords like HVAC in a certain area or HVAC near me, like for the mobile users when they're on the go searching. People searching HVAC and then maybe the certain brand they have.
Do they always use HVAC, or do they look for like my air conditioner's broken, or my heater, or my water heater, that kind of thing?
Heating and cooling, air conditioner repair, replacement. We have some clients who work particularly in just replacement, getting new installs because of maybe some of the partnerships they have. Some folks love repair, just working on the repair component, not having to fully replace things. It all depends on your margin. And we have some folks who will do yearly tune-ups, which helps them build a rapport and a relationship with people over the season and year.
Oh, yeah.
So that's been
so
very
recurring work then.
Yeah.
And you optimize for all those different things. Those are all kind of different campaigns that you try to focus in on.
Yeah.
Good. That's perfect. Let's talk a little bit about the website. Obviously, kind of the website is the backbone of the landing area for all of this marketing. What are some of the keys to good design, and what are some of the things that you really want to communicate? I know I talk a lot with people about having a unique sales proposition and really working on that call to action to persuade people to take action, the action that you want.
Yeah.
What's your experience with that with HVAC?
Yeah. Well, one of the things I've noticed is there's everyone will give out a free quote, or they'll say, X dollars for your consultation, like that initial, let us come out and scope the job before we tax you, X amount of dollars for the whole project. And a lot of times there's just a loss leader that we'll try to do, like the tune-ups. That's a great way to get people to open the door to the relationship. Like, $80 tune-up, $69 tune-up. That's been a great way for us to build engagement and then get the customer on the phone, actually diagnose their issue, and maybe help them take preventative measures now. Maybe it's actually a $500 job this year rather than a $2,000 job next year. But a lot of it does come down to like what we were mentioning, like talking about brand equity, trying to do things a little different and build more trust with the brand, because we know for a fact, like data shows that people are going to call 2 to 4 sources, sometimes more, and the first thing they look at is their design, their professionalism, or do they look trustworthy, and then after that you start getting into price point and is the customer service what I expect. So any way we can help on the front end, just getting them on the phone so that our clients can give them the customer service the customer expects, is going to build that trust up front.
Okay, good. And you mentioned how everybody offers a free estimate. It's like you go out, every HVAC, every contractor, we'll give you a free estimate. What can you do to make that more unique? We talk a lot about having a unique sales proposition, something that distinguishes you from the competition and really kind of piques people's interest. Do you have some suggestions about how that can be better achieved with the website content?
Yeah, through Facebook, we found a couple of cool ways to target there. And people are not necessarily hunting out an HVAC or an air conditioning repair company on Facebook, but through there you can actually engage with customers in different ways, like maybe with a certain promotion through a retargeting list on Facebook, and maybe that campaign only lasts a week. You give it a shorter window of time, but really just some of those loss leaders, like I was discussing, allowing people the opportunity, giving them a hard number, like just free estimate could mean, that's a $500 job. They don't want to waste their time calling 6 people to get the same answer. So maybe like a cheap loss leader to get them in the door, like the tune-up, or just simply, there's some other things you could really do, but it's hard to really say. It depends on the customers, the clients, like what they can actually offer. So that's usually one of the upfront things we try to discuss with them, because what you're asking is very important, depending
Yeah.
on what that customer can supply.
So it's always something for your HVAC company. What can you do a little bit differently than your competition? How can you kind of stand out? How can you get people's attention? That's one of the things that's really going to work well for you with your website content. We talk a lot about reviews, and contractors are generally aware now that online reviews and their kind of reputation online plays a pretty big role in how leads decide who to contact. What are some things that HVAC companies can do to get more positive reviews, to use things like Yelp, Angie's List, Top Rated Local to their advantage?
Yeah, reviews is a very interesting topic, and just having a testimonials page on the site doesn't cut it anymore. So if you're listening right now and you have a testimonials page and someone emails you a testimonial and you copy and paste it on your page, you're doing nothing but hurting yourself. And if you have questions,
Why is that?
Comment below if you have questions why. But the reason is customers now, there's so many third-party sources in which you can actually go to and get verified reviews rather than this copy and pasted stuff. That's how these third parties actually foster that community of qualified real reviews. So one of the platforms we utilize that we leverage is Top Rated Local, Top Rated National. And with that, it actually sends a customer an email, then they leave a review, and then gives you the opportunity to follow up with them within 30 days. And it's on a third-party source rather than the testimonials page. And if you have questions about the testimonials page, we won't get into that. There's ways to do that better than just copying and pasting, but you can send us questions below. But reviews are everything. If you do have reviews, you're 60 to 80% more likely to close that customer. So that's everything, that testimonial.
Positive reviews.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to is that in today's world, consumers trust what other people have said about a company more than what the company says about itself.
Yeah.
That's kind of the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
What do you do when somebody hits you with a negative review?
Yeah.
Maybe you screwed up a little bit, or maybe it was really unfair.
Yeah. Well, we all understand, like, you had a restaurant, you have a bad experience, you're going to let them know. And, like, people are more likely to come to you with the negative than the actual praise. So it does take effort to gather reviews from a customer whenever you do a great job. It's not a problem to ask for that, Hey, you had a great experience with us. We'd appreciate a review from you just to share how your experience went. But whenever you do have a bad review, the first thing you'd want to do is follow up with the customer and try to, earn that trust back. Maybe give them like a bigger deal, like a better deal to come back, just fix it at no cost, or maybe the next time they need servicing, you can take care of them.
And you can respond, like on Yelp, you can respond too, and maybe even describe how you rectified it.
Yeah, on Yelp you can describe what you did. Better Business Bureau, you can follow up and leave comments. With Top Rated Local in particular, due to the amount of spam that we're seeing on Yelp, it's been reported on the news, 25% of the reviews are robots. They're spam, it's not real. So Top Rated Local gives customers the opportunity, like say you're the business and I'm customer, I gave you a bad review just because I didn't like the way you...
Or maybe you're a competitor who went on there and tried to sneak one in to try to hurt my marketing.
Yeah, like you killed it, my AC works, but maybe you didn't pet my dog or something, and then I'm bitter because I'm in love with my puppy, right? And then I leave you a bad review and you're like, wow, we did a great job for that guy, let's follow up with him, and then maybe you could make amends with me. And then Top Rated Local actually gives you a 30-day opportunity to do something to prove to that customer that what they mean to you, and then they can edit that review. So there's some power in having that freedom of the follow-up, because we know like a customer interaction never stops with when they call and then when it's over with. There's always a follow-up. There's a way to foster that relationship, which is important. Yeah.
Very good. So there are ways to manage your reputation and try to get it to work for your advantage as best as possible.
Yeah.
That's good. That's one of the things we definitely work on here. Talk a little bit here also about when it comes to online marketing and the whole scope of it. What are some of the time frames that are involved? A lot of times people would start out and they're like, well, I know I need to get this going, but how long before I really start getting significant leads out of this? What can a newer HVAC company expect when they're trying to get going with digital marketing?
Yeah, with HVAC and AC, talking about heating companies, you can get pretty quick results almost immediately on the paid ad component. Because like we said, there's only 2 positions on mobile. If you structure a campaign and you can keep yourself visible there and then intuitively and in a smart way set your bids so you're not overpaying, you can make your budget stretch further. Now, with the SEO component and trying to optimize, it can take longer because there's people that have been doing this for a long time. But there's also some of these best practices we talked about. You can do like creating videos, educating customers, because nowadays there's so much information out there. Not all HVAC companies are actually taking an effort to educate the customer up front, so there's ways you can get a competitive advantage there. We actually have a couple of HVAC and plumber guys where their competitors made videos in 2007 and they're on page 1 of Google right now. So who knows what they're getting from that. We don't have their analytics, but it's ranking. Google sees value in it and it must be leading to leads, so that's why we're making this little shift in the marketing strategy where that's becoming more important. People are doing research to fix it their own. They're finding there's better sources, maybe your company. And then if you can actually be the person who helps foster that relationship and educate them, you might be able to close them or just get them coming back, maybe sharing that with their friends.
So you earn that trust, which takes time, of course, and then eventually you can get that opportunity to, maybe when there's the big job, to kind of present your sales pitch, and you've kind of earned the permission to do that, which is a much better position to be in than trying to force it on people, right?
Yeah, and the reality of SEO in our natural listing ad program is there's some sites, like I'm talking about people, they've never had a site, they may be working a new domain, putting that online, a new website, or you have one you've worked on forever. There's a lot of variables, like what have you done in the past that's gotten you to where you are, or what is the competition that's currently ranking done that's helped them sustain this position. With that being said, we've seen some sites, whenever they get put on Google, they're on the web for 2 or 3 weeks straight, they may be on page 4 within 2 weeks. I've had some folks, like I said with SEO, where it's a struggle. Maybe they've done some things in the past that weren't good, buying some shady SEO practices, or due to the competition in their area, it can literally take 6 to 18 months to get there. But majority of the time, you can get it done in 6 months. So that's why we've created a system for minimum that. But there's a lot of these best practices we're talking about that need to be done that do impact our SEO. Like, how do we decide what our SEO strategy is going to be, basing that off paid ads and reviews, building that retention, building trust, which keeps people on your site longer, which is something that impacts your ranking. So there's a lot of new things impacting that.
And when we talked about the content, like the call to action, the value proposition, it's not like you always hit that out of the ballpark on the first one. You have to refine that stuff. You learn more about your customers and the leads that you're trying to communicate to. And every time you tweak that to where you get it to where it really works.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that's one of the things you do early on. And as you get data and you learn more about what you're trying to do, you get that nailed down, you modify it.
Yeah. Absolutely. We've had some specials that just flopped that, some of the guys I work with have recommended, and others have just killed it for us and have been our bread and butter. So there's definitely a discovery phase.
You got to learn from mistakes sometimes as well, too.
Yes.
Yeah,
big discovery
obviously.
phase.
Yeah, that's important. There's a lot that can be done to really help build your business, obviously, with digital. That's really where it's at now. All you got to do is see people walking around with their phones to know that that's where you need to try to reach them. That's what we do here at Marketing 360. Check out the site, check out some of the solutions that we have, and give us a call. We hope that we can help you out someday. Thanks.
Thank you.